My next guest on the cast, the CEO of a company that makes nuts. But these are not just any nuts, you see. They're nuts that have been made specifically to pair up with different craft beers. I met him at the Atlantic City Beer and Music Festival. I tried his nuts. No, that's not a joke. And lo and behold, here we are in studio with an interview. Adam Rozen, the CEO of Nuts for Drinks. Go to nutsfordrinks.com. That's the website for more info. Adam, welcome to the Craft Beer Cast right here on AM 970 The Answer.
Oh, very happy to be here.
Adam, you're an entrepreneur by trade. What made you come up with the idea of pairing nuts with craft beers?
Well, I've been in the hospitality beverage industry for about 15 years. And in my previous company, I had the opportunity to be and sponsor many of beverage events. And seeing the craft beer industry evolving the way it's been for the past few years, it started make me think about the pairing aspect of it.
Sure.
Seeing that all those beautiful stout coming in and the IPA, and I was in a lot of events when I saw, I was served with a beautiful Reach chocolate coffee stout, but on the table where I was in, they were just serving pretzels and peanuts.
Right.
And it just didn't make any sense for me. And as a innovator, if I can call myself one, I kind of started looking at the thing as, someone have to do something about it.
That's great. I mean, because, we pair up wines with foods and different things, and now we're just starting to get into people pairing up different craft beers with different foods, with chilies and steaks and stews and all kinds of stuff. So,
and I have to tell you, it's really interesting you're saying that, but, I think that people now more understand the beer, obviously, more than ever.
Sure.
And you see people recognize themselves by the beer they drink. You hear people saying, oh, I'm an IPA drinker and I'm a stout drinker. Well, what does it mean when someone said that? It means there's something about that flavor that he likes so much, that he recognizes himself with. So if he likes that flavor so much, it means that he's looking for a specific experience, a drinking experience while he's having it.
Sure. I mean, with the IPA, you're talking about the bitterness. With the stout, you're talking about the chocolate and the coffee. So you want foods that complement what it is that you're drinking and eating. So
and I always say, as much as you sit in a nice restaurant sometimes and you order yourself a nice bottle of wine, you give respect to your wine by pairing it with the right food. So you really think about it, right? When you order your wine, you kind of think about, what should or depending if maybe you're ordering a meal, you think, what would be the perfect wine for that meal? So people do think about it when they drink wine.
Absolutely.
They give respect to their wine in a way, so they should give respect to their beer as
Absolutely.
much.
Talking with Adam Rozen, the CEO of Nuts for Drinks. It's nutsfordrinks.com, the website for more info. Now, Adam, I tried the wheat ale nuts in Atlantic City. I have to say, they were delicious. Sadly, it was late in the beer fest for me, so I know I had more than a few to drink, so I'm sure I did not pair up the proper beer with the nuts. But at that point, I was like, oh, my God, these are delicious. How has the response been to the nuts from consumers and, of course, from bars themselves?
I have to tell you that it's not the first company I started. So, and I've been through this route of developing a new brand before. It's so difficult to do. I will tell you this. People, I guess, are, seeing today Shark Tank, and they think, oh, that's so easy. You have an idea, you go on TV, you're a millionaire.
Right.
They don't really understand what it really takes to build a brand. The reason I'm telling you this is that I wake up every day with many challenges of developing the brand and getting out to the market and all those endless challenges. What inspired me through all the past 2 years building that brand was people's reaction. That's what keeps me going. Every time I go there to the public, like the beer festival, for example, that was overwhelming. Let me tell you, I've been in events.
Was that amazing?
It took me a couple of days just to come back to myself.
That is an enormous festival. It's the second biggest one on the East Coast, folks. If you haven't gone to it, you get it for next year. Get tickets for next year at the Atlantic City Beer Music Fest. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I've done other events smaller than this. I've done tasting for 100 people. I've done tasting for 20 people. I've done tasting for buyers, 2 people in a room. And I've done some beer festival. Definitely, that was by far the biggest one. I think the biggest exists. But so in 2 days, you're getting thousands of people talking about your product and seeing them get excited about your product, because they do walk with their beer.
Sure.
And it's very easy experiment for them, because someone walks with a beer, the first thing you ask them is what beer you're having. Oh, I think it's an IPA. Oh, let me have something, and let me show you something that will pair great with that, and you show them you let them try the nuts, and you see in their reaction right there on the spot. So if that's really what wakes me up in the morning, keep me going, and going through all the challenges we go in building business. It's really it's just being people reacting to it. It's exciting.
I mean, that's advertising and marketing that money can't buy. When you get the immediate reaction from the consumer, that's it. That's what you want.
So now I know, that for me is an insurance in a way that we have a great product because we really, let me tell you, we work so hard. I mean, I sometimes I don't know if people really understand what it takes to create a flavor profile, of really be able to create a flavor that when you pair it with the beer, you go like, oh, get that reaction.
Exactly.
And I will tell you that I have people trying the nuts without the beer, and it's very personal. Some people say, oh, I like the stout, I like the chocolate, or I like spicy, so I like the chutney. I mean, and the lager nut that we developed, so they kind of, they like it. But when people pair it, there's
a big difference.
Level. That's
all right.
whole.
So why don't we do this? Let's pair it up with a beer. Now, like I said, I've had the wheat ale nuts before. Why don't we do something different here? We're talking with Adam Rozen, the CEO of Nuts for Drinks. Nutsfordrinks.com is the website for more info on the Al Gattullo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970. The Answer. I want to get to this before we run out of time because I want to pair up a beer with a nut, and I want my reaction. I want my producer and sales guy Darren's reaction. I want to see how it all works out here. So,
okay.
What are we gonna start with first?
I have to tell you, I don't know how much time we have, so I will try with my top favorite. I'm a stout drinker. I'm sorry,
and so am I.
And it's morning, so there's nothing like a good coffee in the morning that will a little bit kick, right? So,
right.
Well, so that's for me the best way to start the morning. And and as you know, beer is not just for the evening.
Beer is for any time.
Right?
So Adam right now, for those of you who obviously don't have the TV simulcast, he's pouring a Guinness right now, a couple of little samples in a cup, and we're going to try the stout nuts, which are a coffee and dark chocolate, and they're specifically paired for the stouts, right?
So here's what I recommend you to do, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Take a sniff from your beer.
Okay.
I want you to get the aroma of a stout beer, kind of
right. Got that coffee, that real dark, not so bitter flavor.
Yeah.
All right. Little chocolate in there.
Yeah. Now take a sip.
Okay.
So I don't know what you had before you met me. I know if you have an orange juice, that's not going to work
no,
for me.
No water. No orange juice for me.
Okay,
water.
Good. But have a little bit of a sip of your stout.
Okay.
And now try the nut.
Okay. You got sound effects too. Oh my God. Oh my God, you're right. This is perfect. This is perfect. I'm gonna wash down a little bit of the nut. I'm gonna try another one.
Yeah. And as you're doing this, because I do want to get you, because you said you only had the wheat and you're not sure you pair it right, so that's not a good thing. But
that's really good.
I'm blown away.
Oh my God. You got to get on the microphone there, Darren. That's how it works.
Thank you.
I did not expect how good that was going to be.
All right, so now we have
an IPA.
Okay, we have an IPA, and we can give the brand. What's the brand there? Is that Flying Dog? That looks like it's Flying Dog.
To you.
Yes, it is Flying Dog. Yeah, it's their Raging Bitch IPA, which is very good.
So.
All right, so I'm smelling the bitterness on that one.
Right. So now we have to forget. We had the stout. We have to completely wash the stout. So
all right, so I'm going to take a sip of water.
Oh, here you go. Now I like you more.
I'm going to take a sip of beer.
We're here on the Al Gattullo Craft Beer Cast on AM 970. The Answer. We're sipping beer in studio and trying Nuts for Drinks with Adam Rozen, the CEO of the company. Nutsfordrinks.com, the website for more info. Okay, so I have my IPA. I love Flying Dog. This is good stuff. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And take a sip of that.
Very
I like how
easy.
Darren's whispering.
IPA,
He's on the microphone. That's all right.
We made it really easy for you. You just open
I'm
the
no pro
IPA.
like Al.
Yeah, open up the IPA one. See where it says IPA? You open up
and
the
the same
IPA
thing.
one.
If you
I sniffed it. I sipped it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. See the bitterness with a little bit of, it's sweet. It has a little bit of a sweetness to it, so it kind of complements the bitterness of the beer.
Exactly, and and I had that before. People ask, "Is yours is the nuts for IPA taste like an IPA?" And the answer is absolutely not.
No.
It's not.
Right.
It complements the IPA. It brings out the IPA experience. So if you think about it, the brewmaster that developed this beer, he wants you to have a specific experience. Think about the guy, poor guy, works so hard to thinking about all the little ingredients that he wants to add in and make that perfect IPA experience. But in that moment of truth, if you took that beautiful IPA we just had and you had it with some popcorn or chips or pretzels or whatever, you just took away. That brewmaster is probably going crazy just thinking that you might pair it with some pretzels. But when you have it with the IPA nuts, it brings out everything that brewmaster wants you to experience.
It absolutely complements it. It's
Right? I mean,
amazing.
you
how
get
good
that
is.
bitterness of the IPA, but then you get the sweetness, the little hint of sweet, not too sweet, just a little hint of sweetness on the nut that actually complements the bitterness out of the beer. Adam, I'm telling you, I believe that you have a product that should knock it out of the park. I mean, bars should be clamoring for this. People who are having parties, you get a bag of these nuts, you put them out. Obviously, if people have nut allergies, you don't bring them into the house. I get all of that. But there are so many different things here. He's got a wheat ale nut, a lager nut, a stout nut, and an IPA nut. This is some great stuff. Adam Rozen, the CEO of Nuts for Drinks. Nutsfordrinks.com is the website for more info. This is awesome. Adam, thank you so much for coming in here. We really appreciate it, and thank you for the beer, the nuts. This was awesome.
Thank you so much, Roz. I really enjoying being here. And one more thing.
Sure.
Let's go nuts.
You got it. Let's go nuts. I love it. Folks, we're out of time. Oh, my God. What an amazing hour of craft beer talk. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure